Um, my most authentic self. What else? Oh, the ramp up to the opening of the restaurant has been so good for my mental health and my clarity. There's so much to do that there's no time to overthink, second guess, get anything perfect. It's just make a decision, do it, move on to the next one. And it feels so empowering to just go with my gut. I think this is going to be the best decision and move forward. And I finally feel like I know how it feels to be confident and just dive in, no regrets, and really build what I want to build rather than trying to appease everyone around me. Yeah! I don't know what to do with my face when I first start the sentence, or like start the phrase, I guess. Like I should look at you.
Yeah, I mean, you can.
Okay.
Honestly, there's no perfect way of doing it.
Okay. Yeah.
Just what's comes natural, but as you're talking.
Yeah. I didn't realize I started cooking at such a young age, just kind of throwing things together to shake up the mundane. My parents and grandparents worked so often, it was really kind of my sister and myself making our own meals a lot of the times. But I really got dedicated to cooking in college. I lived in an apartment with a beautiful kitchen, and it just so happened that I liked to meal prep. And then it started turning into making dinners for friends and bringing family over, and cooking for people just became like a very Kaling thing. It's one of those itches that I have to cook a fresh meal every night. I want me and my family and my friends to have some hot, fresh something, right? Because it just means so much to put that little extra time into it. I've always loved cooking. I just never realized it until maybe a couple of years ago how important it was to me. Good. I have 4 dumplings left. If you eat shrimp and pork, they're yours.
I'll take them.
Perfect. Okay, we'll take the four left. I actually turned away a bunch of people because we thought we sold out, and then we found like 30 extra dumplings. So that was like the perfect timing.
The service.
Thank you.
Ladies.
Wait, how is it when it's like sold out, but wait, we have more? That must be a good feeling. Yeah. Yes.
Or even Whale,
yes.
you were backed up in line when we went there that time.
Oh.
At the Whale.
Did you get to try it at the Whale also?
That's why we were like, oh my God, we
didn't
have to
get
come
everything,
back.
though, and then we didn't get everything this time. So
I think I felt bad at the Whale because people were waiting in line for so long, and I even went back to the end and I said, hey guys, we're gonna sell out by the time you get there, and they still waited. Maybe for an hour just to come up, and I felt so terrible. So I thought this would help. Thank you. You wanna do the tour or you wanna eat first? Okay, yes. The first pop-up that we've ever done sold out in an hour, the tickets. I think we had 70 plus tickets, and it was just like that. But it wasn't until I think the first pop-up that I did that it felt like this is something real.
Bye, Rakan.
The encouragement that I received from this tiny idea that I had initially just turned into a full-fledged business plan and concept that it felt like we had to prove. We had to test it. Every time I come to the restaurant, every other day, there's some new progress. There's some new beams, or the bar is built out, or they put in insulation, and it's like, I don't know, I guess, is this what parenthood is like? I don't know, fast changes, and it's just beautiful. I'm trying every day to be present, to be mindful, but at the end of the day, we are in the startup phase, and there's, sweat equity and time investment that's needed. So I'm hoping it'll pay off in the long run. But for now, that is one of the things that I feel I'm not necessarily losing, but it is something I have to grapple with. It's been a fairly conflicting path from when I started to where we are now, because my family is not extremely happy, or even a little bit happy, at first at least, with this idea of me starting a restaurant, with the amount of hours that they worked and what they sacrificed to get me where I am today, with a degree in engineering. It feels to them like I'm taking a step backwards. My parents both have bachelor's degrees in business, but they never felt empowered or strong enough to apply for any competitive jobs or any corporate jobs at all because of their English, because of their lack of confidence, and so restaurants were a default for them. They said, why are you doing this? You could be CEO of a company if you wanted to be. You have good English, you have an education. These are all the opportunities that are in front of you that we didn't have. I can fully understand their pessimism and negativity surrounding it, because this has been their whole life for the last 30 years is restaurants. Serving your own food as an immigrant is a risk, because you might not get people who like it, you might not get paying customers, and you might get people who reject it altogether, which is really kind of a vulnerable place to be in, to put your culture and your history out on a plate for someone, for them to say, no, I don't like that texture, it's too spicy, that's weird. What they think is something that's gonna chain me for life, I hope to prove to them that it's actually gonna set me free. As cheesy as that sounds, with all the tools that they've given me, with the education that I have, I wanna show them what can be built. And really, it's all for them, so. My grandma can't read in English, so she can speak in English. I speak to her in Chinese and Mandarin. So through texting, it's difficult because I can't read Mandarin and she can't read English. So we just send each other pictures and emojis. And it's just the cutest thing, because out of nowhere, I'll just get a bunch of pictures from her garden. or old pictures that she was flipping through, and sometimes even like Chinese memes that I don't understand, but I just send back like a laughy face, like. Definitely a shared experience for first generation folks, immigrants in general, is the sacrifice and the strength that it takes to leave your home country and settle somewhere new. I mean, we think about moving to a new city in the States and not knowing anyone, and that's already a shakeup of a change, let alone moving countries. The women in my family have endured so much, and again, I can say that immigrants can relate in the same way, but I just have the utmost respect and honor for them. I think that's what drives me really, is for my grandmother, my other grandmother, my mother, all of my family in general, but the women especially, who've really carried so much on their backs my whole life and still today. It's just so inspiring to see. There are moments where I just think the only person that can relate to me right now is my mother. I know that this is what she was trying to save me from, and by her sacrificing all of these years and money and time into building a future for me, I really empathize with her as to why she didn't want me to go into this field. The support is there and love is there. Even though they probably still would like me to be an engineer, it's really great that they're here for me now. Hi, Mom. Hi, Papa. How are you?
Do I look dark?
No, yeah, you look tan.
Yeah.
Yeah, your hair looks nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Hi, 婆婆。那我就给你看我朋友他们做 video 给我们看。
我知道的。还有吗？
还有，我给你看。
Nice.
Yeah， 你看这是
Nice.
bar 上面，我
OK，
给你看。
厨房呢？
厨房在这边。
这是 dining room。
Dining room，yeah， 我的朋友给我画这个，我朋友给我画这个山，yeah， 还没有，还没有。你看上面这家里的都有 ，yeah。
那个是我从中国带来，你又拿回去了。
这个
呀，那个船，那个饭。
那这是不是姨父捡的？
对，那个鱼是那个温迪阿姨，我们买新房子送的。
哦，好。
对，你中午在这忙着，几个人帮你？现在how many employee？
哎呦，一共可能40多人。
Congratulations！
哦，谢谢。
老板了。
我老板了 ，yeah。
老板
，yeah。
赚大钱哦。
Yeah， 先是你，然后是妈妈，就是我。I hope that my mother and grandmother would see that I'm someone who carries herself proud and well and not ashamed to change or hide. The influences that you grew up with, seeing your mother and grandmother working 80 hours a week, it's really hard to separate yourself from that because that's kind of what you see as strength and power and knowledge. The hope that they would want for me the most is to enjoy my life and not be a workhorse every day and every year. Growing up in white spaces in Ohio meant that all I wanted to be was American and fit in and white. And so I tried to learn and be American. Coming into my adult life, yearning for understanding my identity and being Chinese. What does it mean that my parents didn't support this endeavor at the beginning, but now I'm seeing it through their eyes, experiencing it myself? What it means that I didn't see my parents for hours on end because they were working 3 serving jobs. What did that mean as a child, and what does it mean now? All of these questions pop up that never crossed my mind before. It makes sense that I'm asking myself these questions now. As I'm making these meals and having discussions and doing research, I am learning about the sides of me that I never tapped into out of fear or out of survival. Slowly but surely, I feel like I'm finding myself in ways that I never thought I needed to. Since the pop-ups and the exposure, the energy and enthusiasm of the community has just grown to such a large degree. It's been so overwhelmingly positive. I'm very excited. It feels like proof of concept wasn't even necessarily needed because of the excitement that the people here have given me. What's interesting about being the person behind the scenes serving versus the person receiving is that when you're serving, you're hoping that you've given a good product, but what you don't realize is it's about the conversations that are happening as they're enjoying the food. And you don't necessarily get to be there and watch them have that intimate conversation, but thinking about the meals that I've enjoyed eating dim sum with my family, it wasn't about the food itself, even though it was delicious. It was about getting those moments of shared dishes and getting together for holidays that really make it that special cuisine. Food, community, restaurants, family, these are all so important to me. I feel like I found myself in this. I think I'll probably do this for the rest of my life.
at my crumbs. Those are actually.
Sorry. Essentially, we had an inspection already that I didn't know about, and so they just had to send the certificate. So we're good. And I thought I had one more inspection. So
You did it, you know.
awesome.
Congrats.
Wow. Okay, now it's legal. So.